Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little different. I'm doing a voiceover instead of my usual talking through because I suck at talking and doing makeup at the same time. Especially if it has nothing to do with makeup and I'm talking about a different topic, I suck at it. If you hear a coughing sound in the background, husband's still recovering from being sick. If you hear a whooshing sound in the background, either my laptop is hot or the air is on, the heat is on. And I'm not turning it off because I like to be in the heat. So let's get started. Today's video is called Making Peace with Myself Through My Mental Health, My Neurodivergency, and My PCOS. Well, neurodivergence, because neurodivergency isn't really a word. Anyway, let's talk about my mental health. For those who do not know, I have been diagnosed with severe depression, severe anxiety, severe mood swings. I have all three of those things. Apparently I've had all that since I was born, just didn't know about it because I learned to cope with it. And apparently I've had it forever, just didn't know. And I'm currently in therapy. I am currently on medication for all three of those things, and the medication does work. So don't let anyone tell you that, oh, you're just making it up, it's all in your head. No. Seek help. Seek mental health. And for me, mental health was very hard to come by because of how I grew up. My parents are from the South, and mental health isn't really big down there. So when they moved up here to the Northeast, or Mid-Atlantic if you would so say, I live in Maryland. When they moved up here, they knew something was wrong. I knew something was wrong with me, but they just did not know what was wrong. And they did not know how to handle it. So I pretty much grew up struggling with my mental health. Like, I always felt deep down something is off and something needs to happen. I just did not know what needed to happen. So yeah, I have all those things, and it kind of attributes to my next issue that I have, and it just so happens to be PCOS. PCOS stands for Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome, and that is when your body does not produce enough estrogen. As a born female, your body does not produce enough estrogen. You have irregular periods. You have a deeper voice. You have facial hair, body hair, male pattern body hair. You might suffer from male pattern baldness, which I also do. But let's talk about the things that I do suffer from in PCOS. So with my PCOS, I suffer from thyroid issues, where my body doesn't really regulate my periods that well. I could literally go for like 6 months without a period. It's really weird. And when it does happen, I never know when it's happening. It's like playing Russian roulette with my body. It's no joke. Also, thanks to my PCOS, I have facial hair. And you'll probably see that all in my videos and stuff like that. On the side, I have really long sideburns that go all the way down to underneath my chin. And I used to shave it off, but the problem is when the hair grows back, it causes bumps that itch and hurt and cause like ingrown hairs, so I don't even bother anymore. And for those of you saying, oh, just go get a wax, what's the point? It's going to keep growing back. There is no point of me shaving or waxing it off if it's just going to keep growing back. And for those of y'all who are saying, oh, we'll get laser hair removal, I've thought about it. I'm contemplating it, but it's not in the books right now because, hey, I don't make money off of this channel. And if I did, that's where the money would go. Anyway, so the medication I'm on for my PCOS is currently metformin. And metformin is usually used for, I believe it's diabetes. It's like a diabetes medication or high blood pressure medication. I can't remember which one it is. It's one of those things. But it also has use if you have PCOS. So I have to take that several times in the day. One thing I am not on is hormone therapy. Not yet. I'm pretty sure that's another option that my doctors would put me on, is hormone therapy. But yeah, so there's my little PCOS story. Oh, who's that? Oh, it's my sister. But there's my little PCOS story. It's not that interesting. It's really not. But let's move on to the last topic of this video. And I know we're only like, what, 5.5 minutes in? And I'm almost done talking? Yes, that is a miracle. But let's talk about it. Last thing on the docket is my neurodivergence. I was diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 32, and I was diagnosed with autism at the age of 32 also. Those things together, plus my PCOS, plus my mental health issues, have caused my life to be a living hell. Well, not a living hell. Excuse me for sniffing. It's more like it's caused me to struggle all of my life. Like knowing something's wrong, knowing that there's nothing you can do, knowing that no one's going to listen to you because they can't see the mental disability or the neurodivergence, they can't see it. So they have no idea what to do. And once again, I'm 34, so I grew up in the 90s. Back then, if you were a girl, and especially if you were a girl of color, and you did not cause any class disruptions, you weren't bouncing off the walls, you weren't seen as a discipline problem, you pretty much fell through the cracks. Like, you just were. So I pretty much fell through the cracks. I struggled with my academics from 6th grade all the way out of college. Like, it was just terrible. Like, I was really good at school, kindergarten all the way up to about 4th, 5th grade. I had straight A's. School was very easy for me. But as soon as 6th grade rolled around, it was like a complete 180. My grades tanked. There was nothing I could do about it. I did the best that I could. My mom, who was also a teacher, had no idea what to do. She would rack her brain over it. And she literally would stay up with me as late as possible to do my work. And it's not that I wouldn't do it, it's just I didn't understand what was going on because of my ADHD. And come to find out, the person that has bestowed upon me this gracious form of thinking of my ADHD turns out to be my dad. Mr. I don't believe in that stuff. Just kidding, no. And not that he doesn't believe in it. It's more of a, once again, he's from the deep South, Alabama, where he's from, there's no cell towers, it's farms everywhere. And he had to struggle all his life the same way I had to struggle all my life. But the brain is sharp. Our brains are like concrete, where we think of things that no one else thinks about. We think outside of the box. But because I'm also autistic, thinking outside of the box is kind of hard for me. Like, I like to think outside of the box, but in a box. Outside of the box. So if you put a box in a box, I'm thinking in between that space between the two boxes. But I'm not thinking outside of that box. It's just not going to happen. But anyway, back to my ADHD and my autism. I knew something was wrong when my husband used to get very, very, very upset at me for not paying attention to what he says. And it's not like I'm purposefully not paying attention. It's he would say one thing that would trigger another thought in me and would cause me to think about that thought for so long until he's like, "Did you hear what I said?" I'm like, "Huh?" And it caused so many problems, like yelling matches. And I don't want to get into it that much because it doesn't happen anymore. But now that we know what's going on, he takes his time to talk to me. He makes sure if he talks to me, it's in chunks, where he chunks the information like you would a student in school. He chunks the information at me so I can get it in little bits and pieces. I repeat things more than once. We check it with calendars and things like that. But yeah, ooh man, my ADHD has caused so many issues. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how much rambling I do. Like, I'm probably rambling now, but it is what it is. I do so much rambling, it's not even funny. Not to mention, I'm terrible at keeping certain spaces neat and organized. And it's like, I have a recording / nail room, because I'm a licensed nail tech, and that's where I film my videos, in my nail room. And inside the drawers, it's completely organized. Like, not a hair out of place, not a glitter out of place. But outside of those drawers, my goodness, it looks like a bomb has gone off. And there's nothing I can do about it. It's to the point where about once a month, or maybe twice a month, he's still coughing. Once a month or maybe twice a month, my sister comes over and she helps me clean my room the best that I can. She helps me purge. And that's another thing I want to talk about. If you have ADHD / autism / whatever, and if you are neurodivergent, please make sure that your family is on the same page as you. And I'm talking about both sides of the family, not just if you're married or you have a domestic partnership, not just your significant, not just your side, but your significant other side needs to know what's going on. And thankfully, my husband's side of the family, when I told them that, hey, I'm neurodivergent, I have ADHD, and I've been diagnosed with autism, and I forgot to tell you guys, I'm on medication for my ADHD. I'm on Strattera. Strattera helps, but it doesn't do what Ritalin or what's the other crap called? Ritalin, Adderall. It doesn't do what Adderall and Ritalin are supposed to do. But I'm only on the Strattera because there's an Adderall Ritalin shortage, because for some odd reason, people have to take that stuff for funsies. And that means people who actually need it don't get the help that they need, and they're screwed, like myself. But anyway, I've talked a whole lot. I've talked for like a whole 12 minutes, and I'm still not done talking. But I have to wrap it up because my video is only so many minutes long. Anyway, I'm going to be putting descriptions and stuff under this video. I tried some old things that I've had. I tried some new things. And I really messed this makeup video. It's a fail, but I'm still going to post it because you know what? This is for my mental health. It's to help me. Anyway. Like, having a husband that understands my neurodivergence is beautiful. Like, he helps me do so much. And my parents, now that they've gotten out of the stone age of the 90s, they help me do so much also. Like, they make sure I eat. They make sure that they remind me of things. They'll call me in the middle of the day. They'll text me in the middle of the day. They'll do everything they can just to make sure that I'm okay. But anyway, I talked enough. That's all you need to know about me. And now I'm pretty much at peace with myself because I'm putting it out there. So thank you guys for listening. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm sorry for talking your ear off. But yeah. Anyway, this makeup, too much corrector, too much red corrector. The corrector was too deep, the contour bronzing stick was too deep, and now my makeup looks like it doesn't really match, but it does. But anyway, thanks for watching. Peace and blessings.